Good evening, everybody. Tonight, I thought I would like to talk more about the newsletter I'm going to be uh, putting out next Friday, The Power Connection, which is in support of people that have had near death experiences or suffered the traumatic loss of a loved one. So, I thought I would share the experience of someone else's near death experience to start with. Her story is going to be one of the first ones in the newsletter. And her name is Diane. And this is her story. It's been years since my first near death experience. I've had a few since, yet not as unusual. I was 4 years old, living in an old house in Toronto, and I remember being in pain from head to toe. I kept banging my head from the fever, so my dad locked me in a room as the older kids were sick too. I was in someone else's room, and it felt strange. Out of the blue, an old man appeared and told me he was a doctor. He lifted me onto the large adult bed as I was short for my age and couldn't reach the bed. He held my hand and told me to close my eyes, that I would be okay. It happened fast. A dark tunnel like a hallway appeared. Then the pain left my body. I was at a lighted doorway. I saw a woman called Gabriel, except she floated and didn't have any feet. She glowed and had a long flowing white and orangey gold dress that was long to the ground. Gabriel asked me to take her hand, and I did, but Gabriel spoke without words, mind to mind. I asked questions, and I was told I was dead, but that I had a choice on staying or going to the light and the lighted doorway that had appeared. It was really brilliant light, and the room was like Technicolor. I decoded it soul to soul, talking, not verbal. I decided I had a job to do with the people I was living with. I chose to go back. I woke up to the bed and the man, the spirit doctor, that was in a chair beside my bed. My father opened the door and the doctors disappeared. My dad gave me milk magnesia. It wasn't much good to me. I followed my dad for weeks thereafter, asking him to see the doctor again. I had typhoid, and I found out later the light was Gabriel, and it was amazing to see. Later, I started school and I realized it was Archangel Gabriel, the doctor, a spirit I had an affinity with. I have only seen him a couple of times since, when I was extremely ill. That's about it. We moved from that house. It was condemned a few months later. It is now Lavender Park in Toronto, where the house stood. So I want to reinforce with you the importance of storytelling and sharing your experience with others, and that we should never be afraid to speak of our own truth and the value of life after death communication, and indeed the value of our own lives. And I want to again put out a call to people to share their own experiences. They are so important. And if you've had an experience where you felt higher guidance, intuition saved your life, it is really worth sharing, no matter what the situation. If you have had an experience which you have actually died and crossed over, I would love to hear it. And you know what? A lot of other people would, because you never know who you can help by simply sharing your story. And when I had my near-death experience, one of the people that I saw was in the tunnel was Mother Teresa. So I would like to read a poem that she wrote, and it's called Anyway. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, some could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you've got anyway. Because you see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. So that is what I wanted to share with you tonight. The lasting impact of a near-death experience, and at times the loss of a loved one. And we're all in this together, this thing called life. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.